Oh, it's so funny when your imagination gets away with you. So we have a flickering light in our house. And so the electrician was there yesterday, and I was like, do you think this house is haunted? He's like, he looked at me like,
electrician,
of all people to ask, the electrician is not.
I'm not a ghost hunter, man. I'm an electrician. You've hired the wrong person.
Well, it's some breaking news this morning. I was talking with Sheila, one of our teammates out in the hall this morning getting coffee. She says she hears footsteps.
No, you don't even know. Okay, on the weekends, we have the third floor ghost. We talk about the third floor ghost often.
So you know about it.
I had an incident for the first time last weekend. No. I was coming up the stairs. I could hear someone so loud coming down the stairs. I was like, that's weird. Like, I wonder who's being this loud in the morning. And I didn't want to, I was being rude. I didn't want to hold the door for them because I was like, I'm annoyed. Why are you being so loud? And so I went into the newsroom and I heard the door shut behind me. And I then heard it reopen, and I'm like, oh, I want to see who this was. Nobody ever walked through the door.
But did the door open?
I didn't see it, but I heard it. And I was waiting for someone to come around the corner. No one ever did.
Okay.
Wow, that is scary.
Third floor ghost.
Thanks, Kel. Thanks a lot.
I'm going to say, I think Sheila conspiring to scare us.
So you were on the second floor, and it was coming down
I was coming from the first floor to the second floor. They were coming from the third floor to the second floor.
Okay, that really.
We never met.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. Third floor ghost. It's real.
I'm never
nervous now.
taking the stairs again.
Like I'm never working the weekend.
Yeah. Usually I feel like if I take the elevator, I'm cheating, but now I'm not taking the stairs.
It's not safe. There you go. There are ghosts there.
There are ghosts there. I literally can't. Yeah, next time somebody asks, hey, Lynette, how come you don't take the stairs? Ghosts.
Long story.
I'll say,
Long
ask
story.
Kelley. That's terrifying.
It was
Kelley.
really loud, and but I had been warned already about the third floor ghost, and I find some comfort in the spirits. I feel like we're friends. I'm not afraid of them.
We're friends.
We're buds. So when I heard it, and I didn't see it, and I knew automatically, I'm like, oh, it's a third floor ghost situation.
They didn't tell us
like
about
at peace.
this.
I was like, I hope you have a nice day, third floor ghost.
You guys are working on your
Oh, yeah, we're working on a relationship.
It takes work, relationships, right?
You got to communicate.
That's hilarious.
Oh, okay, now I'm scared.
Yeah, it's okay.
That's pretty scary.
You'll have to be scared of your weather. That's a transition. Here we go. This ain't too scary, right? 50s, 60s, not at this hour. This is pretty good. A little bit cool to start the day with some pockets of fog that are a little scary. They had Lynette a bit spooked on the roads, but we should be just fine as we continue through the rest of today. We are going to continue to work with that onshore flow, which will come with that increased marine layer for us returning for today and continuing through the weekend. But all in all, it's making for really comfortable conditions, especially with our temperatures. Our Halloween is expected to be right around what's considered average for this time of year. 77 degrees is what we typically see for this time of year for a daytime high in downtown LA. And today I'm expecting 79 degrees. So we're getting real close there, better than the 90s. But that onshore flow is what's bringing us these cooler temperatures and a little bit of a breeze with it. We've been tracking those winds. I'll have an updated look for that coming up for you in the next half hour. But I want to show you these sky conditions in this half hour. You can see that by this afternoon, we'll still be seeing some clouds out there and still some increased marine layer. Things will clear out as we head into the late afternoon hours, but we'll watch all of that start to build back in along the coast as we head into tonight. So if you've got plans, I know I grew up going to Balboa Island in Newport Beach doing all my Halloween stuff. It's going to be pretty foggy, but I think it'll only add to your Halloween ambiance. By the time we make it into your Saturday afternoon, that will clear out again, but you can expect it during the morning hours. We repeat that process again for your Sunday, so you get the idea. It's just one of those trends where we're going to continue to see some morning fog over the next several days, especially right along the coast. Some changes happening for all of us. Daylight saving time is ending, and that means we're falling back. So that happens on your Sunday. You're going to be waking up, and hopefully you'll have enough time to adjust all those clocks and you can actually enjoy that extra hour of sleep. But be aware, we are going to have some big changes in that regard, which also means a little less daylight. So you have to savor these temperatures. We've got those low 80s for the weekend, cooling into the mid 70s as we look ahead toward the middle of the week, low 70s along the coast. So that should all be pretty comfortable, starting to feel a little little bit more like it should for this time of year. We'll see a little spike in temperatures into the mid to upper 80s for valleys in the Inland Empire as we head into this weekend, but again, cooling off into the mid to upper 70s and low 80s by the middle of next week. Areas in the high desert will stay pretty consistently in the 80s, but possibly looking to make it on down to the 70s by the middle of next week, but pretty comfortable conditions in the days ahead. I think the low desert is a great indicator, going from the 90s down to the upper 80s, that we're really going to be seeing that cooling trend happen, because that is always a warm welcome, I'm sure, in the low desert. For the mountain communities, I expect our temperatures will be cooling from the mid to upper 60s this weekend down to even the lower end of the 60s. We're not seeing a huge dump in overnight lows yet, just from upper 30s down to the lower end of the 30s for a couple of nights in there, but really overall keeping things pretty consistent there and keeping skies pretty clear. Things are looking lovely out there. How are things looking out on the roads, Robin?
Not so
Any
bad.
ghosts?
Yeah, no ghosts, no goblins, no scary witches out here. But we are seeing some headlights and taillights. Completely normal, by the way. This is your drive on the 91 heading into Corona. This is approaching the 15 split. West 91 approaching the 15 split, looking good through the 15 split, through the 71 split. Continuing all the way over to the OC side. So no problems, but the traffic is picking up. So we'll say 40 minutes and growing for your average drive to make it from Riverside over to Buena Park. The 5 South is looking good. A trouble spot wrapping up on the northbound side, leaving Irvine. We'll talk about that coming up a little bit later. The 405 is wide open. So it's North 5 at Culver Drive. That's the scene of a crash involving several vehicles. One flipped over. So you'll see this activity clearing from the 2 right lanes, CHP on scene. They've been running traffic breaks, but so far, no major delays along that stretch. Traffic alert wrapping up in Montebello, West 60 at Garfield. If you travel along this stretch, it's going to be a little sluggish here. We have a traffic alert. They were hoping to have it clear by 4:30. Didn't happen. We're knocking on 5 a.m. and your 2 right lanes are still closed. So I'll check this drive time when I see you back here in a little bit. Leave early. Adrian, back to you.
All right, thank you for that heads up, Robin. 4:55 right now. You should have joined us live at 7 a.m. for Today Today streaming Halloween edition. You'll find our NBC4 Los Angeles news channel on Roku, Peacock, and other platforms. Just scan that QR code right there on your screen to watch our channel anytime on your phone. We'll be right back.
Came from Kelley Moody. Now I'm never going to go to the 3rd floor, even though that's where our big boss is. And he's not scary. So.
It's the ghosts of Boss Pass.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, so we have a 3rd floor ghost at NBCLA, and
I need to see some video of this.
You can't see video of the ghost, Adrian.
Have you seen those shows like the Paranormal Hunters or whatever?
No, you just believe it. You just feel the essence. You're just like, oh, that's a ghost. That's a part of it.
Looks like there's a ghost
It
behind
looks scary
you.
behind you.
No, it's actually, it is. It's kind of spooky this morning. Take a look on our universal cam. Wow, wait, actually, yeah, look at that right there. Like, that is like, there's your video, Adrian. Look, there's your ghost. No, it's just fog. Gotcha. Temperatures are in the 60s this morning. We do have some pockets of fog. It's not so much that I'm concerned about your morning commute, though. We've got it just elevated enough that it's really not sitting across all of Southern California. So actually visibility numbers are looking pretty nice. It's just little pockets here and there that we're continuing to keep an eye on for you. Temperature-wise this morning, you can expect upper 50s, low 60s, a little cooler in the high desert and the mountains, of course. We will be clearing out those skies really nicely by this afternoon. You'll still notice a couple high clouds early afternoon, but things should continue to clear out as we head through today with much more seasonable temperatures. Those are hanging out in the 70s, the 80s, not too bad at all. Things should be nice and comfortable for any fun, spooky, paranormal plans you might have for the day. Things are looking quite nice as we look at your forecast. How are things looking out on the roads, Robin?
Looking a little sluggish, but since it's Halloween, Kelly, I like to remind folks, not only the adults or anyone driving, but the kids, just to be extra cautious. We're going to have a lot of kids on the road. A lot of folks, not just kids, go trick-or-treating, right? But it's going to be busy. Folks are excited. They have their costumes. They have their candy, and sometimes a little distracted. So if you come to an intersection, treat it as a 4-way stop. Kids, make eye contact with drivers before you cross the street. even like backing out of a garage or your driveway, watch out for those kids and other folks trick-or-treating in the neighborhood. So just be extra cautious today with all the activity on surface streets. We are tracking a traffic alert. This is wrapping up. 4:30 was the estimated time of clearing. I just got word that they've extended this. They need about another 30 minutes or so. West 60 at Garfield. So it's a little sluggish rolling through Montebello as CHP is working to clear this crash involving several vehicles. Your drive time on the rise, 31 minutes from Diamond Bar to East LA. That's still not a bad commute, just a little bit heavier than normal. So keep that in mind, and we'll check back in on other trouble spots as well coming up in a bit. Adrienne, Lynette, back to you.
All right, thank you, Robin. 5:02 right now, and we're less than...
No, those were all very cute. The Cookie Monster was adorable. I love it all. I love it all. I love our weather. I love an eerie start on a Halloween. We've been looking.
On the third floor.
I do. We're friends. We're gonna make friends because I was telling Adrienne, like, they can't haunt you if you're friends with them. You just have to befriend the ghosts. That's what I'm gonna keep telling myself. Things are looking a little spooky and eerie out there this morning with some pockets of fog that will be lifting for us as we head into the afternoon hours. Your sunny skies will be back. We'll keep things nice and mild for today. But your onshore flow is actually what's bringing that fog in, and it's what's also going to keep our temperatures pretty cool as we look ahead. We are going to continue to see just some light winds coming in with that, and that's going to be contributing to that overall gradual cool down. So that way temperatures look a bit more like normal, because normal is 77 degrees in downtown LA, and this number has looked like the 90s for many of the days this last week when I've used this graphic. But now we're looking at today a daytime high in downtown LA of 79 degrees. So we're getting real close to what's considered normal for this time of year, and normal is what we like when it comes to our weather. For this afternoon, you'll notice those winds picking up just ever so slightly. Not so much that you'll get knocked off your broom, but just a little bit breezy for us, with that onshore flow continuing to bring in some of that cooler air. And we kind of repeat this process over and over. We continue to see those winds coming back in just lightly, with peak wind gusts around 15 miles per hour as you head into both your Saturday afternoon and then once again for your Sunday afternoon. So when you see that happening, you can then also assume that at least along the coast, we are likely going to be seeing those pockets of fog for those days in the morning as well. That's a part of our onshore flow. So keep that in mind. I don't think that fog will be so aggressive that we'll need to indicate everyone seeing some of it, but possibly on Sunday, we could be seeing more of that fog making its way inland. Sunday's also when daylight saving time is expected to end. And so you will get that extra hour of sleep. So don't forget about that. And you will have to, of course, change all those clocks on all your devices and all your many things. Low 80s for the weekend, low 70s if you're by the coast, low to mid 70s. And we'll continue with that gradual cooling trend as we look ahead toward the middle of next week. We will also continue to watch those temperatures drop from the mid 80s this weekend down to the mid 70s for the valleys. A similar trend to the low 80s as we look at the Inland Empire, just slightly warmer there. Temperature is going to be staying pretty consistently in the 80s over the next several days in the high desert, eventually making it down all the way to the mid 70s by next Thursday. Temperatures hanging out in the 90s for the low desert, but eventually upper 80s by the time we make it to next week, and that should be nice and comfortable. For the mountains, we'll watch those temperatures hang out in the mid to upper 60s, close to the 70s for this weekend, certainly reaping the benefits of some of that high pressure we've been dealing with, but then watching those temperatures cool in the days to come down to the low to mid 60s with overnight lows that stay pretty consistently in the 30s, maybe getting down to the low to mid 30s. But again, your Halloween forecast looking really nice for us. Daylight saving time ending on Sunday and continuing to work with a gradual cool down. Things looking pretty nice out there. I don't think this fog will be interrupting your morning commute, but other things might. Robin.
That's right, including folks heading to the Clippers game later on this evening. Here's a look at your traffic forecast. We want to give you a heads up that you'll have some basketball traffic around Intuit Dome. Folks will be heading down to Inglewood to enjoy the game, and that's going to put more pressure on the Halloween traffic, on the Friday evening commute traffic on Century, Prairie, 405, 105, 110. All those freeways will feel the pressure and the extra company with folks heading to the game. So be prepared for that. Right now, we're still waiting for this traffic alert to clear. We've been tracking it for over an hour. West 60 at Garfield Avenue is the location. This is causing slow traffic rolling through Montebello. This traffic alert remains in place. Originally, they said 4:30. Now they need a little more time. So we'll just say until further notice, the two right lanes are closed. That is backing up your commute, but it's not an awful drive. It's moderate. It's sluggish. It's 30 minutes from Diamond Bar to East LA. The 10 looks great if you want to use that instead. The 5 picking up, but only 15 minutes. That's decent from Downey heading up to East LA. Lynette, back to you.
All right, Robin, thank you. 5:21 right now.